Hello and welcome to another episode of the Federal Church Presents Better Than Bloomberg. Here we're covering the draft, conscription, the selective service system. All done electronically these days. There's nowhere for you to hide, even in Canada. So we got a post here. This was actually back June 20th. That's what their little pseudoscience medication's been doing for me for the past 2 months. Insane! Senate Dems blasted for adding women to the draft. I thought they were all about equality. And I see a lot of those little head women loving that war they're getting to. I think they should fight in the name of equality. Out of the hundreds of conservatives hunted down by the Biden DOJ, social media influencer and shitposter extraordinaire Douglas Mackey's case was particularly absurd. During the 2016 election, Mackey promoted internet memes suggesting people could vote through text messages, something they're stupid enough to do now, thinking that somehow there's some sort of referendum on social media. Who gives a fuck what social media has to say? As opposed to unsecured drop boxes, and of course something a Hillary supporter was not prosecuted for. Less than a week after Biden took office, the DOJ charged him with participating in a voter disinformation campaign, convicted by a jury in the Eastern District of New York in front of an Obama judge too. Mackey also pushed a meme which originated on 4chan, a draft our daughters hashtag that implied Hillary Clinton would draft women into the military. Well, looks like they did, or are about to. The meme featured heavily in Mackey's trial, which is currently in limbo as his case is under appeal. For example, he died for his country. He didn't really die for his country. He died for Israel's country. Now it's our turn. Draft our daughters. Now, Senate Democrats John Tester and Jackie Rosen, another one from Nevada, returned shit, have come under fire for doing just that, having added language to the annual defense authorization bill to require women to register for the selective service system. Obviously satirical, obviously political, draft our daughters meme featured heavily in my case as evidence against me. It was obviously political commentary on Hillary Clinton's position to force women to register for selective service, which is now coming true. And again, why is that? Well, because they need you to fight not just for their sandbox, but because they need to do their embezzlement. There shouldn't be women in the draft. Note how those wars lasted for decades. Wars don't usually last for decades. They were meant to never stop, because then the money would stop flowing to their corrupt little embezzlement. There shouldn't be women in the draft. They shouldn't be forced to serve if they don't want to, said Senator Josh Hawley during an appearance on Fox News, calling the provision insane. And what's insane? Stuff on the internet. This makes sense to me. A lot of them are warmongers, so now they can fight their war. They also like their propaganda a lot. They love that propaganda. I even saw a bum who probably never did anything in his life saluting somebody in propaganda for a parasitism attempt off of my fame today. But now, you get to fight the real war. No propaganda for you. Like I said, war is only convenient for people who think that it doesn't affect them, that they think it's in some faraway land, just something they see on TV. No, the war is now coming to you. It will absolutely be on your soil. Holly, the delusion of your, let's say, military's capabilities and superiority is a delusion. Hawley previously led efforts kind of like how the idiots tried to sell Taiwanese people obsolete weapons just to get them slaughtered so they can make money. Hawley previously led efforts to strip language requiring women to register for the draft from the Defense Authorization Bill in 2021 and 2022, the Hill reports. Oh, and I mentioned that because if you don't have the war in Israel to tie up their resources, the way these people operate is they're gonna start a war in the Asian theater. That's just how they are. Meanwhile, Senator Roger Wicker, the top-ranking Republican on the Senate Armed Services Committee, has vowed to try and strip the language out of the bill. Oh, and don't think they won't get you in shape there too. You don't have a house, they'll take care of it for you in the draft. If you're a little overweight, they'll get you to lose weight in the draft. You're gonna be. On Wednesday, conservative advocacy group Advancing American Freedom wrote a letter to Senate GOP leader Mitch McConnell and House Speaker Mike Johnson, which declared that the notion of the United States of America requiring women to register to fight our wars is simply untenable and must be opposed at all costs. No, this is not equal. We have to be equal. Except McConnell wants more meat for the grinder. Senate Republicans are already raising doubts about whether Senate Majority Leader Chuck Schumer will even bring the bill to the floor anytime soon, given the dwindling number of days on the legislative calendar before the election. Now, this is 2 months later. I wonder if he did get it to the floor, got a vote, and got it passed. They didn't do it now, they're going to do it later. I do hope we get to the floor. It's very important we have this debate publicly. I hear rumblings that the Democratic leader may not bring it to the floor. I hope that can be reversed. Also remember that this will be expedited, especially when war comes to U.S. soil. Those hypersonics have a pretty far reach. McConnell on Monday urged Schumer to bring the defense bill to the floor without delay. Democrats defend the chair of the Senate Armed Services Committee, Jack Reed, defended the proposed policy change, arguing that women can hold many warfighting positions without serving on the front lines. Women are doing a remarkable job in our forces today, and they are. And if we were in a situation requiring a draft, I think we would need all able-bodied citizens 18 and above, he said. Yeah, because don't forget, you're going to war with people who have millions upon millions of people in their militaries. You're absolutely going to get drafted. If we go to a draft, that means we're in a serious situation, he added. It's not like World War II where we need a lot of infantry. We need cyber experts, we need intelligence analysts, linguists, etc. Wait a second, there are a lot of women out there that can do this better than men. They'll find something for you to do. Meanwhile, Republican candidate Sam Brown, because you're equal, who was running against Rosen, has turned this into a campaign issue. Brown, an Army combat veteran who was severely burned by an IED explosion, slammed Rosen for requiring women to sign up for the draft. And look at that, look at my face. Look at the high cost of war. Amy and I volunteered to serve, and we honor all who serve, but forcing America's daughter to register for the draft is unacceptable. I don't think you have a choice, because you're fighting people with much larger militaries. Shame on Jackie Rosen. Don't forget, that's what your propaganda gets you, especially for their embezzlement. Of note, if the provision passes as written, women with a penis would no longer have a loophole. See? Can't try that one either. So, there it is. And the church prophesizes that draft starts pretty soon.